another thing, talking about just interviewing in general, you've written a bit about softball questions and how they aren't necessarily bad, but how they're also bad too. Tell us about that, and what's the best way to ask questions to get the best answers?
It depends on, I teach this, I teach interviewing skills at Columbia Journalism School, and I'm always amazed by how our students deal with the people who don't have a lot of experience, but oftentimes they have a really good sixth sense about it. Look at a lot of doing an interview, and this, Alex, from your own work, is based on who is the person that you're interviewing, and how are you going to shape your questions to elicit the best possible information. And with Trump, sometimes it was asking him a really easy question, and he would just blurt something out. And I think partly because he didn't have his haunches up, he didn't have the defenses up as much. And he would sometimes be even more candid during a softball interview. And that's why I did do one piece about in defense of the softball interview. Because sometimes the softball interview is actually a way to get a person to feel a lot more open. They don't feel like I have to clam up and only give you sound bites. That said, there are real limits to softball interviews. If you're doing a tough investigative piece, whether you're doing it on video or face-to-face or something like that, you have to ask hard questions, and you have to kind of figure out what's the best part of the interview in which to ask that question. How am I going to phrase it? But what you really want is you want that person to give you the best possible answer to the thing that you're trying to elicit. That's true if you're a psychiatrist, if you're a homicide detective, if you're a priest or a rabbi. Look, everybody has their own kind of interviewing skills, and really good interviewers know that the same technique doesn't work for each person.
What's the best technique that you would say, or types of techniques that you can think about when you're interviewing someone who's really tight-lipped, who's not really so much like Trump?
What I find is get them to start talking about something that they're comfortable with. And this is not a trick. This is, I think anytime, unless you've done a lot of interviews before, anytime you're being interviewed by journalists, you feel a little like, I better be really careful about every single thing that I say. You try to ask them some pretty open-ended questions. How is unemployment affecting your family or something along those lines? And then it's really important to listen to what people are telling you. Some journalists come into an interview and they have a legal pad with 8 questions. And during the third answer, the guy could say, and then I committed 18 homicides in Alberta, Canada in 1974. Very interesting. Now, tell us, what's your favorite color of car? You have to really listen to what people are telling you and be willing to adjust your questions, either the tone or the content, based on what they're saying. A lot of journalists kind of fail to do that.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tougher than asking softball questions, which good news is it can be useful.
Right, exactly.
Please like and subscribe so the YouTube algorithm will show our videos to more people. Also join our Substack newsletter for exclusive updates, or if you're on the go, find us wherever you listen to your audio podcasts. Click on one of the links to find our next video, and also check out the links below for more information. Thanks so much for watching.